On this day, the battlefield in the Kingdom of Rain. The Konoha Shinobi Army and the Rock Shinobi Army are still fighting to the death as always. Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and Tsunade, Konoha Shinobi enthusiasts, all couldn't figure out what the hell was going on with these Rock Shinobi armies. Why not attack Rain Shinobi village? Instead, he has an attitude of wanting to destroy all Konoha Shinobi. Certainly, it could also be that Orochimaru and the others overlooked something. This led to a conflict with Rock Shinobi, which turned into an inevitable war. Now that the war has happened, Orochimaru and the others had no choice but to fight on. Now, among the Rock Shinobi army, Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z looked at the battlefield in front of him with a cold face. Even after seeing Iwagakure's companions dead and injured, his expression did not change. The Five Tails Jinchuriki Han next to him said slightly worriedly, "Lao Z, isn't it bad for you to do this? Third Tsuchikage asked you to lead the Rock Shinobi to attack Rain Shinobi village, but they didn't say you wanted to fight the Konoha Shinobi." The Rock Shinobi army was originally going to attack Rain Shinobi village. Initially, of course, it was because Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi village, was too arrogant. He actually dared to invade the borders of several big country ninja villages. The Kingdom of Earth was naturally affected. Third Tsuchikage Onoki certainly cannot sit idly by. So he sent the Rock Shinobi army headed by Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi to invade the Rain country. Teach Rain Shinobi village a lesson while also being able to loot needed resources. Five Tails Jinchuriki Han then led a wave of Rock Shinobi to support. But the whole plan changed midway through. That Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi usually has a bad relationship with Third Tsuchikage Onoki. Decades after the original historical trajectory of the ninja world, that Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi has been wandering the ninja world and rarely returns to Iwagakure. That's one of the reasons why Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi was easily captured by Uchiha Itachi and Hoshigaki Kisame. Now, after Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi leads the Rock Shinobi army to invade the land of Rain. At first, I still wanted to attack Rain Shinobi village. Unexpectedly, I met an army of Konoha Shinobi who also entered Rain Shinobi village. Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi didn't know that the thread was broken in his head, so he directly ordered the Rock Shinobi army to attack the Konoha Shinobi army. No matter what, it is naturally impossible for those Rock Shinobi armies to disobey their commander's orders. That's all. By the time Five Tails Jinchuriki Han arrived with the Rock Shinobi support force. The Rock Shinobi army has fought dozens of battles with the Konoha Shinobi army. Even demigod Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi village next to him, was puzzled by this situation. I don't understand what happened to the Rock Shinobi and Konoha Shinobi. He actually ignored his enemy. But this also gave the leader of Rain Shinobi village, demigod Hanzo, a lot of time to cultivate. Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi stared, still with a cold face, and said, "The hatred between us and the Konoha Shinobi is greater than the Rain Shinobi village. How could anyone not fight after seeing these Konoha Shinobi? Even if that old guy Onoki comes, I will say the same thing." The words were full of dissatisfaction with Third Tsuchikage Onoki. Looking at the stubborn Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi, Five Tails Jinchuriki Han sighed in his heart and thought, "It seems that the conflict between Laozi and Third Tsuchikage will be difficult to resolve." Then he said helplessly, "That's all we can do. After all, it's too late to say anything now. Third Tsuchikage Onoki's plans all failed. The Rock Shinobi have already gone to war with the Konoha Shinobi, and it looks like the war will continue." Originally, there had been many disputes between Iwagakure and Konohagakure since the beginning of the First Ninja War. Even Third Tsuchikage Onoki may not want to directly attack the Land of Fire. But Third Tsuchikage Onoki always has a lot to think about. Five Tails Jinchuriki Han said in a deep voice again. "Fortunately, Rock Shinobi and Rain Shinobi village have reached an agreement, and we will give Konoha Shinobi a hard blow today." Now that there has been a dispute with Konoha Shinobi, Five Tails Jinchuriki Han recognized the reality. He secretly contacted Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi village. This time with the war between the Konoha Shinobi, the Rock Shinobi army and the Rain Shinobi village unite. The leader of Rain Shinobi village, demigod Hanzo, is also aware of current affairs. Decided to put aside the hatred between Rock Shinobi. But Five Tails Jinchuriki Han and Rain Shinobi village leader demigod Hanzo both understand. Such a union is short-lived. As long as Konoha Shinobi is defeated, there will inevitably be a battle between them. But that was also what happened later. Rock Shinobi and Rain Shinobi village agreed to attack Konoha Shinobi together today. Now, The Rock Shinobi army has already taken the lead in fighting each other with the Konoha Shinobi. The Rain Shinobi army on one side also saw the opportunity and rushed over immediately. Kill all the Konoha dogs. The endless shouts of killing immediately caused the Konoha Shinobi army to be in chaos. Then Jiraiya widened his eyes and shouted, "Oops! The Rain Shinobi army is also coming." The Konoha Shinobi who were attacked by Rock Shinobi and Rain Shinobi were really stunned. Almost instantly, it fell into decline. Now. The Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z squinted his eyes and looked at the battlefield ahead, raised his feet and walked forward, saying, "It's my turn to show up." Speaking, the Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z rushed directly into the battlefield. If you see Konoha Shinobi, kill him immediately. The Five Tails Jinchuriki Han who was still standing there was still thinking inexplicably. Hey, it looks like third Tsuchikage is going to be furious this time. The voice actually contained worry and a bit of schadenfreude. Subsequently, tisk tisk tisk. Five Tails Jinchuriki Han's armor suddenly emitted a large amount of steam. A strong driving force was formed, causing Five Tails Jinchuriki Han's body to suddenly advance forward. The powerful force almost penetrated the air. He also followed the figure of Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z into the battlefield. That powerful force is enough to crush the body of any Konoha Shinobi. This is also the origin of the Steam Ninja's reputation. Now, Naraluki is still holding Zhong-san's short sword and killing Rock Shinobi wantonly. Noticing the Rain Shinobi army joining the battle, the target is still the Konoha Shinobi. Naralu-chi was naturally very worried, frowning and whispered, "It's not good, Rain Shinobi has also joined the battlefield. This time the Konoha Shinobi army is in danger." But this was just a fleeting thought. Although Naraluki was worried about Rain Shinobi joining the battle, Rock Shinobi on this side was still attacking fiercely. She didn't have much time to think more. You can only use the Shadow Secret technique in conjunction with Zhong-san's short sword skill to quickly kill the Rock Shinobi you see. Zhong-san in short sword also felt that this war was inexplicable. Can Rock Shinobi and Rain Shinobi come together? Aren't these two enemies? In Zhong-san's memory, he also roughly remembers the cause of the Second Ninja War. It is the leader of Rain Shinobi Village, Demigod Hanzo, who wants to gain more profits and highlight the status of Rain Shinobi Village. Desperately attacking the countries bordering the Kingdom of Rain. Not even the Fire Nation was spared. Naturally, conflicts with Rock Shinobi were inevitable. So, in Zhong-san's impression, it is normal for Rock Shinobi to have a battle with Rain Shinobi first. Of course Zhong-san didn't know that all this was Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z's own initiative. Although I don't understand it, it seems that this wave of Konoha Shinobi's army is in danger. This sword master Naralu-chi is also in danger. Zhong-san thought so in his heart, right now. The sword owner Naraluki was also in big trouble. Naralu-chi suddenly trembled all over, and extremely dangerous signals flashed in his mind. It was the primary perception talent given by Zhong-san's short sword that allowed the sword owner Naralu-chi to sense fatal danger in advance. This feeling of danger. Oops. Naralu-chi secretly thought something was wrong. Jump up and leave the place immediately. Bang. The spot where Naraluki stood was attacked. There was a sudden collision sound. Click, click, click. Cracks spread along the ground in all directions. Did you hide pretty quickly? It seems that the danger was sensed in advance. Is it a sensing ninja? A voice full of murderous intent sounded out. Now, Naralu-chi just turned around and looked back at the attacker. I thought in my heart that I was lucky. Use the Shadow Secret technique immediately. Shadow Mimicry. Naraluki's shadow quickly stretched towards the direction of the attacker. Just a second, it has already linked the shadow of the incoming person. Shadow Imitation, success. Naralu-chi stared, his face showing great confidence. The battlefield these days, the combination of Shadow Secret technique and Zhong-san's short sword skill goes very smoothly. They are almost always successful. Even if he encounters Rock Shinobi Jonin, Naraluki can control Jonin's actions with the secret technique of shadow. The short sword skill that comes with it, Crescent Moon Chong, is enough to kill anyone it encounters. These days, many Rock Shinobi Jonin are so inexplicably cool. She believed that the Rock Shinobi in front of her would be no exception. Different from the confident sword master Naraluki, Zhong-san in short sword saw the face of the incoming Rock Shinobi, his eyes widened immediately, and he thought in surprise. Rock Shinobi forehead protector, red hair, red beard. Such a familiar image, that's Iwagakure's Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi. Well, this sword master Naraluki is going to be cold. That's right. The Rock Shinobi in front of me is Four Tails Jinchuriki. Zhang San is not optimistic about the battle between Naralu Chi and Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi. If you use the skill Life Sacrifice, you can also fight Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi for 3 minutes. But Zhang San in Short Sword noticed the expression of the swordmaster Naralu Chi. It seems that Rock Shinobi Lao Zi's Jinchuriki identity was not recognized. I wonder if I will still have the opportunity to use the skill Life Sacrifice. The Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi rushed into the battlefield and killed the Konoha shinobi he saw. I noticed Naraluki, a Konoha Chunin, and I thought I would take him away easily. Did not expect. Naralu Chi was able to successfully dodge fatal attacks with Zhang San's primary perception talent of Short Sword. Shadow Secret Technique? A ninja from the Nara clan? Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi turned his eyes and looked at the shadow under his feet. The whole person has been controlled and cannot move at all. I saw Naraluki's pineapple head, he didn't seem to care about the danger at all. Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi looked at the Chunin armor on Naraluki again, and said in a cold tone. Konoha Chunin? How long can you control me with your Chunin's chakra? Now. Naraluki didn't say much, just hold up Zhang San's short sword and enter chakra, and the short sword immediately glows with blue light. Want to throw a short sword to kill me? Blue light, chakra metal weapon? But it's nothing more than Crescent Moon Chong. Naraluki suddenly swung his knife. Whoosh. A blue crescent-shaped slash rushed directly to Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi's neck. It looked like he wanted to behead Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi. That blue slash cut through the air. The sharp offensive made Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi's eyes widen. Such a powerful slash? How is it possible? Full of wonder. In fact, Naraluki is only a teenager, and it is generally impossible for him to have such attainments in swordsmanship. Certainly, Four Tails Jinchuriki did not expect Zhang San's magical skills of short sword. You actually made a mistake. This ninja from the Nara clan is very powerful. Four Tails Jinchuriki thought so. Having experienced the battlefield for a long time, he understood that such a powerful slash would inevitably lead to death even for him, the Four Tails Jinchuriki, if he did not put up any resistance. It seems that this ninja from the Nara clan has tricked many rock shinobi to death with this fighting method. However, I am Four Tails Jinchuriki, how could I be killed so easily? Now. Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi's heart moved and he immediately mobilized the tailed beast chakra all over his body. Boom. Powerful momentum fluctuations suddenly emitted. As soon as he took a breath, Rock Shinobi Lao Zi's whole body was immediately covered with red-tailed beast coat. Half-tailed beast. A ferocious figure appeared immediately. 4 red tails immediately came to Rock Shinobi Lao Zi. Protects the entire neck. This is where Naraluki miscalculated. The Shadow Secret Technique can control the limbs and body of Rock Shinobi Lao Zi. But he couldn't control the tail of Jinchuriki after he transformed into a half-tailed beast. Bang. The blue slash and the 4 tails collided suddenly. The power of the slash wears away the tailed beast chakra. It actually also formed deep knife marks, fortunately. In the end, 4 Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi's defense was not broken. At the same time, Rock Shinobi's tailed beast chakra exploded, causing Naraluki's Shadow Secret Technique to almost go out of control. Thanks to the plundering skill of Zhang San's short sword, Naraluki's chakra capacity is already comparable to that of Jonin. Just now I was able to barely control the actions of 4 Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi. But, still, 4 Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi was slightly shocked and said in a deep voice. The Shadow Secret Technique hasn't expired yet? It seems that I still underestimate you, a ninja of the Nara clan. Generally speaking, Rock Shinobi Lao Zi from the explosive tailed beast chakra. With the chakra amount of Konoha Chunin, it is naturally impossible to still control him. Look at it this way. 4 Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi understood that the Naraluki in front of him was by no means as simple as Chunin. Have you hidden your strength? The thought came to his mind. Now, Naralu Chi was also extremely shocked. Looking at 4 Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi's half-tailed beast form, she naturally understood. Red-tailed beast coat, 4 tails. This rock shinobi turns out to be 4 Tails Jinchuriki. There was a lot of fear in Naraluki's heart. After all, even a ninja from the Nara clan understands the power of Jinchuriki. That is definitely not something she can defeat now. He gritted his teeth and mobilized the chakra throughout his body to maintain the Shadow Secret Technique. He raised Zhang San's short sword again and entered chakra with all his strength. Short sword immediately flashed blue. He waved more than 10 times in succession. Crescent Moon Chong. Swish swish swish. Swish swish swish. More than a dozen blue crescent-shaped slashes immediately rushed towards Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi. The half-tailed beast rock shinobi also swung his four red tails to defend with all his strength. Bang 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 bang. A continuous sound of collisions was heard. Although the four red tails of rock shinobi Lao Zi became Madara, they still defended against Naraluki's attack. It's my turn. Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi secretly thought in his heart. Waving its four red tails, it was ready to go. Z's. At this moment, the half-tailed beast rock shinobi's tailed beast coat seemed to be stained with something corrosive and began to dissolve. A lot of white smoke was produced. This is? Now. Naraluki also rolled his eyes and looked pale. The chakra of the whole person declines rapidly. Within a few seconds, he vomited blood and collapsed to the ground with a bang. This sword master Naraluki actually died. He actually died? In the end, what happened? Zhang San in short sword widened his eyes and looked at the lifeless sword master Naraluki. Zhang San couldn't understand such a sudden death from vomiting blood. The Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi in front of him has not yet attacked. The rest of the rock shinobi didn't appear nearby either. Suddenly, Zhang San noticed a faint purple mist filling the air. The form is getting thicker and thicker, which looks very scary. Is this poison gas? Zhang San murmured slightly in his heart. Now, the Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi watched the poisonous gas corrode his tailed beast coat and sizzled. It is also due to its poisonous power. He looked in a certain direction, which was also the direction where the poisonous gas was spreading. That bastard Hanzo actually included rock shinobi in the poison gas attack range. Damn it, it really can't be trusted. Listen to what Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi said. Only then did Zhang San realize that all this was the secret technique of Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi Village. Instant technique, summoning technique, explosive flame formation and poison spray. It is the powerful ability possessed by Demigod and Hanzo. Even Hanzo, his master, couldn't withstand the poisonous aura of Hanzo's summoning beast. It is also what ninjas in the ninja world fear. Now, Zhang San in short sword also saw the power of Hanzo's poisonous gas with his own eyes. Naraluki only took a few breaths before he fell to the ground and vomited blood and died. When this sword master Naraluki and Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi were fighting, Short Sword's primary perception talent was always warning, so he didn't notice the poisonous gas coming. So, he died so easily, without even having time to use the skill life sacrifice. Zhang San in short sword suddenly said this. Ding! The sword master Naraluki died and dropped the talent Shadow Escape. The sword master can use the shadow secret technique of the Nara clan. Ding! The talent Shadow Escape evolves into the skill Shadow Escape. The sword owner can travel freely through the shadows within a radius of 100 meters. Pick up. The talent Shadow Escape evolved into the skill Shadow Escape? Zhang San opened his eyes wide and said this with slight hesitation. This is the first time we have encountered this situation. Pick it up decisively. Ding! Get the skill Shadow Escape. Open the system. After picking up the skills dropped by the Swordmaster Naraluki, Zhang San opened the God-level evolution system. Host. Zhang San Swordmaster. None talent. Solid. Defense plus 100%. Primary perception plunder. Seize chakra from the body of the slain. Feedback 10% to the sword owner. Fire style ninjutsu power plus 50% skill. Crescent Moon Chong. Sacrifice of life shadow meld achievement. Devourer. 1/5. Evolution points. 7,940 10,000. Short sword has an additional skill, Shadow Escape. Looking at the introduction of the skill Shadow Escape, Zhang San felt that this was a good skill. Much better than a simple Shadow Escape talent. The Shadow Escape talent is suddenly very good, allowing any swordmaster to use the Nara clan's secret shadow technique. First of all, you must know how to use these shadow secret techniques. Well, specifically, it talks about the sealing methods of these shadow secret techniques. It's like the talent that adds 50% to the power of fire style ninjutsu. If the swordmaster doesn't have the fire attribute chakra, it's completely useless. The skill Shadow Escape can be used by any swordmaster. Now, Zhang San thought so in his heart. I think this wave, the evolution of the talent Shadow Escape into the skill Shadow Escape is really good. I am also thinking that other talents or skills may evolve in the future. At the same time, this battlefield was filled with screams. Both Konoha Shinobi and Rock Shinobi were affected by Hanzo's poison gas offensive. That Rain Shinobi had already put on a gas mask in advance. Not subject to any restrictions. When Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi Village, leads the Rain Shinobi army into the battlefield. immediately summoned the Sancho fish using the summoning technique. Also, the Sancho fish spit out a lot of poisonous gas. The main target of the attack is of course the Konoha shinobi. Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi village, only glanced at Rock Shinobi who was affected by the poisonous gas. He said without much sincerity, "Sorry, I accidentally hurt my ally." Of course, the Konoha Shinobi army will not remain indifferent. In fact, ever since the battle with Rain Shinobi's army began, Konoha had made various preparations. Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi village, is famous in the ninja world for his power of poison. Konoha Shinobi also prepared many antidotes, after being subjected to a poison gas offensive. Konoha Shinobi also reacted after many people died in a short period of time. They all took the antidote one after another, temporarily resisting the erosion of poisonous gas. Naturally, Naruto also had an antidote, but he didn't have time to use it. Immediately followed, Tsunade immediately burst out chakra and completed the seal quickly. Summoning technique. Bang! A huge white cloud of smoke flashed. The huge Katsuyu suddenly appeared. "Please help Konoha Shinobi heal and resist the poisonous gas." "Yes, Tsunade-sama," as a light voice sounded. Katsuyu immediately began to split into countless smaller Katsuyu. Katsuyu Big Split provided treatment to Konoha Shinobi. Instantly increased the momentum of Konoha Shinobi's army. Four Tails Jinchuriki wears a red-tailed beast coat and swings four red tails. Looking at the poisonous gas gradually spreading through his ferocious eyes. Poisoned many Rock Shinobi and Konoha Shinobi. He secretly thought to himself that Hanzo should be damned, and then the more powerful tailed beast chakra erupted. Boom. The tailed beast coat became more solid. Like burning bloody flames, the powerful momentum blew everything nearby. The body of Naruto was also blown aside by this wave of momentum. Zhang San's short sword, which was originally held by Naruto, also broke away and was thrown to the ground far away with a clang. Zhang San in short sword until Naruto, who could not see the death, sighed helplessly and said, "Oh, we lost another swordmaster. I wonder how long it will be until I meet the next swordmaster." Normally, this is a ninja battlefield. Zhang San could see many passing ninjas. But most of the ninjas who passed by Zhang San's short sword were in a hurry. There is no way to distinguish Zhang San's short sword from more eyes. Even a very precious chakra metal short sword will not help. After all, this is the battlefield of ninjas, and Zhang San can understand this. So, Zhang San was already prepared to wait for a long time. Now, that Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi just wanted to leave here. Crunch. Suddenly there was the sound of a branch being trampled. He immediately stopped and turned his head to look somewhere. He stared at a big tree, widened his eyes full of murderous intent, and said coldly, "There's actually a little bug. You almost dodged me." Speaking. Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi immediately exploded tailed beast chakra. Swinging its four tails, the red tail tip rushed towards the big tree. Bang 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 bang. The roar directly penetrated this big tree. The tree splintered. A Konoha shinobi with long silver white hair immediately avoided such a fatal attack with several consecutive tactical rolls. Zhang San in short sword also saw the appearance of this Konoha shinobi for the first time. Feeling slightly surprised, he said, "This silver-haired Konoha shinobi? Isn't this Kato Dan?" Konohagakure's Jonin, Tsunade's first love. The one-handed technique has become a nightmare for many ninjas. That spiritualization technique can transform Kato Dan's soul into spirit. A secret soul technique that allows you to shuttle around and kill enemies at will regardless of distance. It can also control the enemy's body to create various civil disturbances. Many ninjas have been affected by the spiritualization technique. Zhang San immediately thought of these abilities of Kato Dan. But, for Zhang San, Kato Dan's identity as Tsunade's lover is even more memorable. Kato Dan, I remember that this guy was also short-lived and did not survive the second ninja war. Well, isn't that this ninja war? Is it possible that Kato Dan died at the hands of Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi? Looking at Kato Dan's embarrassed figure, Zhang San thought so in his heart. At this time, Kato Dan faced the Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi's offensive. Apart from rolling his body and escaping desperately, he didn't even release a single ninjutsu. In addition, Kato Dan did not survive the fate of this ninja war. So, Zhang San is not optimistic about Kato Dan's situation. In fact, Kato Dan's situation is very bad indeed. Originally, the body of a rock shinobi Jonin was controlled by the spiritualization technique. Killed many rock shinobi with this, it even caused a lot of turmoil at rock shinobi. It was not until the chakra bottomed out that Kato Dan's soul returned to itself. I saw the battle between Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi and Zhang San's former swordmaster Nara Lu Chi. We also encountered the Rain Shinobi army taking advantage of the situation to attack. Kato Dan was naturally eroded by the poisonous gas. The reaction was not slow, after all, he was also Konoha's Jonin. He took the antidote immediately and was temporarily freed from the trouble of poisonous gas. It's just that it's too far away from Tsunade. Even summoning Monkatsuyu's clone couldn't reach here. Kato Dan had no choice but to try his best to avoid it. Still accidentally broke a small branch, which attracted the attention of Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi. Oops! Kato Dan immediately shouted in his heart. Without much hesitation, he rolled on the spot many times. Chakra has bottomed out. All the food pills have been used up. This time it's going to be bad. Now, Kato Dan's mind is filled with these thoughts. The spiritualization technique is powerful, and even Jonin can fall victim to it if he is not careful. The only drawback is that it consumes chakra all the time. After a long battle, the large amount of military food pills prepared by Kato Dan were also exhausted. I originally planned to take a short rest to recover chakra before continuing the battle. I saw with my own eyes that Zhang San's former swordmaster Nara Lu Chi was fighting Four Tails Jinchuriki alone and Lao Zi was unable to support him, continuously evading Four Tails Jinchuriki's attacks. I happened to come across Zhang San's short sword again. The experienced Konoha Jonin Kato Dan immediately recognized that Zhang San's short sword was a chakra metal short sword. Such precious chakra metal short sword, no ninja can ever have too many. Konoha Jonin Kato Dan naturally grasped Zhang San's short sword at the first moment. I immediately felt the extraordinary quality of this short sword. Suddenly his eyes widened. At the same time, Zhang San from Short Sword is also the new swordmaster. Swordmaster. Kato Dan. Kato Dan is the new swordmaster. Zhang San in Short Sword narrowed his eyes and was slightly startled as he said this. That short-lived ghost who didn't survive the Great Ninja War, Tsunade's lover. This development really surprised Zhang San. Zhang San thought that Kato Dan would be directly beaten to death by Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi. After all, just now when Kato Dan and Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi fought, Zhang San has always seen Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi chasing Kato Dan. Kato Dan, whose chakra is almost exhausted, doesn't look like he can last long. But now Kato Dan has become the new owner of Zhang San's short sword. Zhang San feels that at least Kato Dan can escape death. I wonder what Kato Dan's talent is like. Check the knife owner's information. Swordmaster. Kato Dan level, Konoha Jonin. Age. 27 talent. Nun ninjutsu. Body replacement technique, transformation technique, clone technique, spiritualization technique. Wind style great breakthrough, water style water barrier. Earth style earth flow wall illusion, fox's heart technique. Zhang San looked at the information interface belonging to this swordmaster Kato Dan. He couldn't help but frown slightly and said, the three ninjutsu of wind, earth, and fire, the three body technique, the illusion, and the most important, the Reiwa technique. He knows a lot of ninjutsu. He is a qualified Konoha Jonin. However, you don't have any talent. How come Kato Dan is also Tsunade's lover, the Konoha Jonin who is famous in the ninja world? How come he doesn't have any talent? Now, Zhang San thought so in his heart. Even the Konoha commoner Genin, the first swordmaster Nohara Hiroshi, had the talent of elementary perception. Being able to learn the forbidden techniques such as the spiritualization technique actually shows that the talent is nil. I thought this Kato Dan should have some soul talent. Zhang San whispered. The reason why I think so. It is because Kato Dan learned the spiritualization technique. Spiritualization technique, just from the name, is the secret technique related to the soul. It is impossible to learn such a forbidden technique without some spiritual talent. Another point. In Zhang San's memory on the occasion of the Fourth Ninja War. Then Akamichi Dingzao saw Kato Dan in the impure world reincarnation form, and even blew it in front of juniors such as Nara Shikamaru, Akamichi Choji, and Yamanaka Ino. What's so great about Kato Dan? This is why Zhang San feels that Kato Dan is very naughty. Such a cool Konoha shinobi must at least have amazing talent. Too disappointed. Zhang San in Short Sword curled his lips and shook his head. What a waste of his anticipation. Now, Zhang San suddenly thought again. Kato Dan, Akamichi Tingzao is so flattering, and he is Tsunade's lover. I didn't expect it to be like this, it can be said. Kato Dan is a qualified Konoha Jonin, but he cannot meet Zhang San's expectations. At the same time, the moment Kato Dan held Zhang San's short sword, he immediately felt the extraordinary quality of the short sword. Talented primary perception? Talent plunder? Talent fire style ninjutsu power plus 50%? Skill crescent moon chong? Skill life sacrifice? Skill shadow escape? These talents and skills instantly entered the heart of Konoha shinobi Kato Dan. This chakra metal short sword actually has such magical abilities? Real or fake? Kato Dan's eyes immediately widened. Before he could seriously think about it, he suddenly felt a thrill all over his body. But it was the elementary perception talent that gave Kato Dan the ability to predict danger. Look up immediately. The Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z had already rushed over, swinging his red-tailed beast coat. Oops. Is this going to get cold? The innate skills of Zhang San's short sword came to mind. Finally settled on the skill shadow escape. Skill shadow escape. The sword owner can travel freely through the shadows within a radius of 100 meters. You can survive with this skill of short sword. Thought of here, Kato Dan followed his heart's desire. He immediately used the few remaining chakras and used the shadow escape skill of Zhang San's short sword. Shadow escape. Buzz. Kato Dan's entire body suddenly fell into the shadow next to the big tree. That Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z's attack made him lonely. Buzz. The next second, here in the shadow behind the big tree 100 meters away. Kato Dan's figure slowly appeared. It's actually true? Kato Dan, who almost escaped death, was even more shocked. After all, Kato Dan has never seen such a magical short sword. Even Kirigakir's 7 swords are not that powerful, right? Now, Kato Dan thought so in his heart, avoiding the pursuit of Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z. Kato Dan had a moment of respite just now, savoring the magic of Zhang San's short sword. Suddenly, a light flashed in his mind. Kato Dan thought of Senju Nawaki. As Tsunade's lover, Kato Dan also knew that Senju Nawaki had exploded with powerful power before his death. I was sad about this for a long time. During the chat with Orochimaru, Kato Dan also learned that Senju Nawaki had obtained a chakra metal short sword before his death. The powerful power that Nawaki unleashed was simply not something that a Konoha Chunin could possess. At least, according to what Kato Dan knows, Senju Nawaki does not have such strength. Initial. Kato Dan and most Konoha shinobi believe that it is the secret technique of the Senju clan. But, after hearing Tsunade's denial, Kato Dan naturally admitted it. After all, as Kato Dan's lover, Tsunade doesn't think Tsunade will cheat on him. Now, Kato Dan saw Zhang San's short sword and became the new short sword master. Short sword's extraordinary qualities are all known to him. Skill life sacrifice. Burn all your vitality and gain 3 minutes of cage level peak power. Kato Dan understood in his heart and said with wide eyes. It seems that Nawaki used life sacrifice, so he has such powerful ninja strength. It turns out that this is how Nawaki died. Sure enough, Tsunade didn't lie. That's not the Senju clan's secret technique at all. Kato Dan has everything figured out. Feeling the talent and skills of Zhang San's short sword, I thought to myself. The power of fire style ninjutsu is plus 50%. This talent is good. I can also use fire style ninjutsu, although I don't use it often. Plunder, seize 10% of the chakra in the killed ninja's body. This has solved my urgent need. Now my chakra has bottomed out. The skill Crescent Moon Clash, there isn't much chakra left. It looks like it should be a useful skill. The skill Life Sacrifice can reverse the situation at a critical moment. That's what Nawaki did. The skill Shadow Escape, I rely on this ability to escape. I thought about it for less than half a minute. Looking into the distance, Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z couldn't find the target, with a helpless and furious expression. Kato Dan slightly curved the corners of his mouth and thought. Reply to chakra first. Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z is indeed irresistible. Thinking like this, through the primary perception talent given by Zhang San's short sword, Kato Dan successfully sensed several rock shinobi. Holding Zhang San's short sword tightly, he entered the remaining chakra. Short sword glows with blue chakra light. Shadow escape. Moment. Buzz. Kato Dan's entire body sank into the shadow beneath his feet. When he appeared again, he was already in the shadow of a rock shinobi genin. After jumping out, Kato Dan directly grasped Zhang San's short sword, and felt a chill from the back of the rock shinobi genin. A sting. Short sword went right through rock shinobi genin's heart. The blade of the knife touched the flowing internal organs. Zhang San also felt that long-lasting and indescribable feeling again. Suddenly, Zhang San twitched the corner of his mouth, showing a very complicated expression. This is the first time to kill an enemy in close combat since the first swordmaster Hiroshi Nohara passed away. Jong-san thought so. I understand that this is because this swordmaster Kato Dan does not have much chakra. Ding. Kill rock shinobi genin **** and get plus 10 evolution points. Evolution points. 7,950 10,000s, after Kato Dan killed a rock shinobi. Jong-san heard a beautiful system prompt. At the same time, Jong-san's short sword's talent plunder also played a role. The 10% of the chakra that killed rock shinobi was integrated into Kato Dan's body along the blade. The chakra of sword master Kato Dan has recovered a little, and the amount of chakra has also increased a little. Chakra is restored. Short sword's talent loot is really good. Feel the changes in your body. Kato Dan couldn't help but grin a few times. Holding Jong-san's short sword tightly, he entered chakra again. Shadow escape. Falling into shadow again. Follow the power of primary perception. Immediately came behind the next rock shinobi. A sting. Another stab through the heart. Ding. Kill rock shinobi genin **** and get plus 10 evolution points. Jong-san in short sword laughed again. Then Kato Dan also laughed happily. Because talent plunder still works, Kato Dan's chakra restored a little again. Next, Kato Dan continued to rely on Jong-san's short sword skill shadow escape to kill rock shinobi. Quickly restore chakra, increasing the amount of his chakra. At the same time, as short sword host, Jong-san also gained a lot of evolution points. Because the chakra has not fully recovered, Kato Dan was smart enough not to fight rock shinobi Jonin. Instead, he is looking for rock shinobi Chunin and Genin to fight. With the combat experience of Kato Dan Konoha Jonin and the ability of Jong-san's short sword. Wandering around this battlefield, crazy killings unfolded. Killing any rock shinobi Chunin or Genin is very easy. Almost went crazy. During this period, Kato Dan encounters a seriously injured rock shinobi Jonin, or a rock shinobi Jonin who is besieged by Konoha shinobi. He will also steal people's heads easily. In this way, Kato Dan wandered around this battlefield and killed the rock shinobi he encountered. Occasionally you can take out a few rain shinobi. But Kato Dan's main goal is still rock shinobi. The battlefield near rain shinobi is filled with Hanzo's poisonous gas. Kato Dan didn't dare to get too close without the help of Tsunade's summoning beast Katsuyu clone. Although the antidote developed by Tsunade works well. But it also has a certain time limit. Jong-san in short sword watched Kato Dan, the swordmaster, continue to kill enemies. Squinting his eyes slightly, he said, "This swordmaster Kato Dan seems to prefer the shadow escape skill. Killing so many rock shinobi almost relied on the power of shadow escape. I tried Crescent Moon Celestial Opposition a few times, but I stopped using it." The power of the skill Getsuga Tensho really shocked Kato Dan. He was sure that his talent for swordsmanship was not very good, but he never expected to unleash such a sharp slash. But Kato Dan felt that the skill Crescent Moon Celestial was inconsistent with his low-key style. "I no longer use it after sighing its powerful power. Instead, I prefer the skill Shadow Escape." Subsequently, Jong-san thought of Kato Dan's strongest ninjutsu spiritualization technique again. Like the skill Shadow Escape, it kills people from behind. It seems that this should be a normal thought of a ninja. Kato Dan is just a normal Konoha Jonin, now. Jong-san in short sword thought so, but even if you don't use the skill Crescent Moon Chong very much, Kato Dan's killing efficiency is also very fast. In a short period of time, Jong-san gained a large number of evolution points. When the power of the Shadow Escape skill is released, the sword master almost instantly falls into the shadows, and can travel freely through the shadows within a radius of 100 meters. This kind of assassination escape technique is comparable to the Flying Thunder God technique. At this moment, Kato Dan quickly shuttled across the battlefield. The long white hair looked like a white flash. Certainly, Jong-san also knows that the gap between the skill Shadow Escape and the Flying Thunder God technique is still too big. In terms of the distance traveled alone, the power of the Shadow Escape skill can't even catch up with a horse. But Flying Thunder God technique is a time and space ninjutsu. If you want to practice it, you need time and space ninjutsu talent. Ninjas with such talent are almost rare. It takes decades to meet a Namikaze Minato. If the skill Shadow Escape is used, as long as you have Jong-san's short sword, any ninja can release it. Now, Shadow Escape. Kato Dan suddenly appeared again, coming behind a rock shinobi Jonin. Holding Jong-san's short sword tightly, he rushed directly to the back of the rock shinobi Jonin. A sting. Although it penetrated the body of this rock shinobi Jonin. Kato Dan immediately frowned and said, "Is this an Earth clone?" The rock shinobi Jonin in front of him has turned into a pile of mud. Earth-style multiple Tyrone guns, boom. Bang 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 bang. The voice came from behind Kato Dan. Sharp earth spears suddenly rushed out, rushing towards Kato Dan's body. Shadow escape. Kato Dan immediately grasped Zhang San's short sword tightly and entered chakra. His whole body fell into the shadow beneath his feet. When he appears again, following the primary perception talent given by short sword, we came to the left side of rock shinobi Jonin. Hold Zhang San's short sword tightly and enter chakra. Short sword immediately glowed with blue chakra light. Crescent moon chong. Buzz. Whoosh. A blue crescent-shaped slash rushed towards the rock shinobi Jonin. The blue slash cut through the air in its path. That sharp arc made this rock shinobi Jonin immediately jump with fear. I felt great fear of life and death. Immediately use all your strength to release the chakra all over your body, and the seal is completed. Earth-style multiple earth current walls, boom. More than a dozen earthen walls were immediately erected. Protect the front of rock shinobi Jonin. It also blocked his sight. And this is Kato Dan's opportunity to attack. Taking advantage of the crescent sky to destroy the earth wall. Kato Dan directly used the shadow escape skill to come behind rock shinobi Jonin. Shadow escape. Crescent moon chong. Buzz. Whoosh. A blue crescent-shaped slash struck directly at rock shinobi Jonin's body. Oops. Rock shinobi Jonin yelled in his heart. Immediately move your body with all your strength. A sting. The blue slash ended up cutting off rock shinobi Jonin's right arm. The right arm flew into the air due to the force, and the incision where rock shinobi Jonin flowed a lot of blood. You actually escaped? Shadow escape. Buzz. Kato Dan murmured in his mind. Once again, he traveled through the shadows and came behind the seriously injured rock shinobi Jonin. This time, he directly grasped Zhang San's short sword and pierced the back of rock shinobi Jonin's heart. The seriously injured rock shinobi Jonin had no time to resist because of the pain. On the occasion of killing rock shinobi Jonin, Zhang San's short sword's talent plunder once again came into play. Jonin Ten's chakra is integrated into Kato Dan's body along the blade. At the same time, Zhang San in short sword also heard two beautiful system prompts in succession. Ding. Kill rock shinobi Jonin ***, evolution points plus 250. Ding. Evolution points. 10,000 10,000ths. If the evolution conditions are met, do you want to start evolution? Is it finally going to evolve again? Hear this system beep. Zhang San was overjoyed. This is already the 5th evolution of short sword. After 2 sword masters, the evolution points accumulated purely by killing ninjas were hard earned. Start evolution. Zhang San said with a decisive smile. Evolution choice 1, talent brute force, strength plus 100%. Evolution choice 2, skill 7 swords, ignore physical defense, 7 swords instantly. Evolution choice 3, skill sword of pledge of victory. Gather a large amount of chakra and natural energy to form a slash that destroys the world. Available only to ninjas with the lowest cage level. Now, 3 evolutionary options caught Zhang San's eyes. The first evolutionary option is immediately ruled out. Talented brute strength. Tisk. Why do you have this evolutionary choice every time? Zhang San shook his head and said helplessly. The talent of brute strength is certainly good. Can increase the power of each swordmaster. Directly enhance the swordmaster's strength. But Zhang San feels that this talent of brute force is very useful in addition to melee combat. It doesn't add much magic to short sword, another point. These are the swordmasters Zhang San met, in addition to the first Hiroshi Nohara and the current Kato Dan. The rest of the swordmasters are accustomed to attacking from a distance. Subsequently, Zhang San's eyes are set on the second evolutionary option. Skill 7 swords. Ignoring the defense, the 7 swords hit the target instantly. This skill is really powerful. The key is to ignore physical defense, which means that any armor defense is useless. As long as the skill 7 swords is released and the target can be locked, it can cause considerable damage. It's a pity. It would be nice if I could ignore the ninjutsu defense. Now, Zhang San thought this greedily, but even so, just being able to ignore physical defense is impressive. The skill 7 swords and the skill shadow escape are combined. Arrive behind the target in an instant. As long as he goes fast enough, even Jonin will surely die. Even cage-level ninjas can pose a huge threat. If you're not careful, you'll get completely cold. To be honest, if there is no third evolutionary option, Zhang San will definitely choose the skill 7 swords. The current sword master Kato Dan likes the skill Shadow Escape very much, and he will be happy to use this skill 7 swords in the future. Can kill enemies faster. But, Zhang San looked at the third evolutionary option. Sword of Skill Oath Victory. Condensing a large amount of chakra and natural energy to form a slash that destroys the world. Judging from this description, it should be that golden-haired ultimate move. It also requires a minimum cage-level ninja strength to be used. I only know a little bit about the original Sword of Oath of Victory. This skill is most likely a magic modification. However, even if it is the demonic changes Sword of Pledge of Victory, its power will definitely be very powerful. It is impossible for a ninja with low strength to be released. It is only available to cage-level ninjas. In other words, it requires at least the amount of chakra of a cage-level ninja before it can be released. Now, there were so many thoughts in Zhang San's mind. The magically modified Sword of Victory can enable the sword owner to change the battle situation at critical moments. After pondering for a few seconds, Zhang San said. Evolutionary Choice 3, confirmed. Zhang San still made a choice. Evolution Choice 3, Skill Sword of Pledge of Victory. Gather a large amount of chakra and natural energy to form a slash that destroys the world. Available only to minimum cage level ninjas. Confirmed. Ding. Evolution successful. Immediately. Zhang San felt a mysterious power flowing through Short Sword's body. It even changed the nature of Short Sword. Open the system. Zhang San ordered. The God-level evolution system is then opened. Host. Zhang San Sword Master. Kato Dan Talent. Solid. Defense plus 100%. Primary Perception Plunder. Seize chakra from the body of the slain. Feedback 10% to the sword owner. Fire Style Ninjutsu Power plus 50% Skill. Crescent Moon Chong. Sacrifice of Life Shadow Meld Sword of Oath of Victory. Available only to the lowest cage level ninja. Achievement. Devourer. 1/5 evolution points, 0.10. Sure enough. I saw the extra skill Sword of Victory on the system interface. At the same time, the evolution point becomes 0 again. The next evolution requires 10,000 evolution points. Zhang San nodded with satisfaction. After the 5th evolution of Zhang San's short sword was successful. As the current sword master, Kato Dan naturally feels the extra skill. Sword of Skill Oath Victory? Why is there suddenly an extra skill? It seems that this short sword has a big secret. Now, Kato Dan looked surprised for a while. I was surprised by the changes in Zhang San's short sword. Although I don't understand why there is suddenly an extra skill, Sword of Victory. But we can also understand that Zhang San's short sword is even more precious. It is indeed a precious sword. Zhang San's Sword of Victory, which suddenly gained additional skills after the evolution of short sword. The current knife owner, Kato Dan, was very shocked. The Sword of Promised Victory is only available to the lowest cage level ninja? Kato Dan received such news. Frowning slightly, he said. It seems that I cannot use this skill with my strength. Although Kato Dan is powerful now, he is just a Konoha Jonin. Relying on the forbidden technique, the technique was able to become Jonin. Spiritualization technique. As long as the chakra is enough, you can kill any ninja of the same level. Chunin and Genin are like chopping melons and vegetables. Certainly, Kato Dan's other ninjutsu are also very good, at least reaching the power of Jonin. But it's not commonly used. In short, the current Kato Dan definitely does not have the strength of a cage-level ninja. Even relying on the talent of Zhang San's short sword to plunder a large amount of chakra. He has not yet regained the chakra he originally possessed. Even if he has the chakra of a cage-level ninja, Kato Dan will not immediately become a cage-level ninja. For example, that guy Uzumaki Naruto, who has not graduated from the ninja school, has much more chakra than an ordinary cage-level ninja. Uzumaki Naruto at that time could not be called a cage-level ninja. So, it is too one-sided to judge the strength of a ninja based only on the amount of chakra. Now, that Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z couldn't find Kato Dan. Just vent your anger on any Konoha shinobi you meet. The half-tailed beast Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z wears a scarlet-tailed beast coat and wanders around. Lava-style Scorched River Rock technique. Suddenly, Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z spit out many magma fireballs from his mouth. The 3 Konoha shinobi rushed forward. Boom boom boom. The magma fireball quickly hit the 3 Konoha shinobi. The hot flames caused the 3 Konoha shinobi to scream and lose their lives within a few seconds. A large hole was pierced through the Konoha shinobi's body. A mixture of magma and blood was still dripping from the wound. It looked extremely painful. Unlike Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z, 5 Tails Jinchuriki Han maintains his human form. Use the unparalleled monster power brought by Boil Style and Steam Armor to melee the Konoha Shinobi you encounter. The chakra from Five Tails was not borrowed to fight. The Five Tails Jinchuriki Han was running like a powerful train. Nothing along the way Konoha Shinobi could withstand such a collision. Suffered heavy injuries. Now, the Konoha Shinobi army was divided into two parts. Konoha Shinobi and Rock Shinobi, Konoha Shinobi and Rain Shinobi. No matter which side Konoha Shinobi loses in these two parts of the battlefield, the entire Rain country fight. Konoha really failed. Sanagakure's winning advantage from the land of Zephyr will immediately disappear. The situation on the battlefield of the entire ninja world has changed again. Even Konoha Shinobi Zhang could completely lose hope of victory. The battlefields of Konoha Shinobi and Rain Shinobi are still manageable. Orochimaru, Jiraiya and Tsunade, the three Konoha Shinobi summoning beasts, and the Rain Shinobi village's leader, demigod Hanzo, fight with all their strength. Tsunade's medical ninjutsu and summoning beast Katsuyu's healing abilities. It can compete with the poisonous gas of Hanzo's summoning beast Sancho Fish. This allowed the army of Konoha Shinobi who fought against Rain Shinobi to maintain a certain strength. The Konoha Shinobi who stay away from the Rain Shinobi and the Rock Shinobi fight although the poison gas they come into contact with is sparse. Also face off against two-tailed beasts, the Jinchuriki. There is also a leaderless situation, so, compared to the battlefield on the Konoha Shinobi side and the Rain Shinobi side, Konoha Shinobi and Rock Shinobi are more likely to lose on the battlefield. Kato Dan now belongs to the battlefield with Rock Shinobi. Watching in the distance, Orochimaru, Jiraiya and Tsunade were resisting Hanzo. Orochimaru, Jiraiya, Tsunade. What should I do? Konoha must not lose this battle. If we lose this battle, Konoha will lose this war. Kato Dan thought in his mind as he held Zhang San's short sword tightly. Once his side loses the battle with Rock Shinobi, the Rock Shinobi army will definitely besiege the rear of the Konoha Shinobi army on Orochimaru's side. At that time, the Rock Shinobi army and the Rain Shinobi army will attack the Konoha Shinobi army together. The army of Konoha Shinobi had no choice but to defeat. Now, boom. The Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z suddenly appeared. Stamp the ground hard. The red-tailed beast's coat exudes a heart-stopping aura. Blowing the nearby flowers and trees, Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z stared at Kato Dan with wide scarlet beast eyes and shouted loudly. White-haired Konoha Shinobi, I finally found you. Lava-style scorched river rock technique. Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z spit out several lava fireballs and rushed towards Kato Dan. The scorching temperature made Kato Dan frown slightly. The elementary perception talent given by Zhang San's short sword had already made Kato Dan aware of the arrival of Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z. Hold Zhang San's short sword firmly in input chakra steadily. Shadow escape. Buzz. Skills released. Short sword emits blue chakra light. Kato Dan's entire body immediately fell into the shadow beneath his feet. When he appeared again, he was already behind a big tree. Boom boom boom. Those few lava fireballs made me feel lonely. It can only burn and corrode some soil. This is? Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z's scarlet eyes widened. This time, he could see a little more clearly. Saw the moment when Kato Dan disappeared using the shadow escape skill. Kato Dan's body was seen falling into the shadow. Shadow secret technique? Another ninja from the Nara clan? Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z thought so. Suddenly he hesitated again and said, are there any ninjas from the Nara clan with white hair? I've never heard that the secret technique of shadow can be used like this. Rock Shinobi has fought many times with the ninjas of the Nara clan. Even Jonin of the Nara clan had killed him. I really have never seen such skill shadow escape. Of course I haven't seen it. This is the shadow escape skill evolved from the Nara clan's talent shadow escape. Only the ninja holding Zhang San's short sword can release it. Where is this white-haired Konoha Shinobi? Since he disappeared from the shadow, there is a high probability that he will also appear from the shadow. Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z discovered this key point. He immediately surrounded the surroundings and looked at Kato Dan's figure. Sure enough, I saw Kato Dan standing in the shadow of a big tree. Really, the white-haired Konoha Shinobi is right there. Now, Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z thought in his heart. He felt that he had discovered a little secret of the shadow escape skill used by Kato Dan. Subsequently, in order to verify the conjecture in my heart, Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z rushed forward again. He spat several lava fireballs in succession. Lava-style scorched river rock technique. Boom boom boom. Another hit of loneliness. Kato Dan had already used Zhang San's short sword skill to escape from the place. Immediately followed. Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z tried several more attacks like this. It seems that this shadow secret technique has a distance limit. Each move should not exceed 100 meters at most. 100 meters. It seems that only area of effect ninjutsu can kill this white-haired Konoha shinobi. After several waves of combat trials, Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z cleverly discovered the travel distance limit of the skill Shadow Escape. Area ninjutsu. So, Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z's scarlet-tailed beast coat exudes heart-stopping aura fluctuations. The tailed beast chakra shakes the air here, pung pung. The half-tailed beast turned Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z's hands penetrated the ground. Powerful tailed beast chakra infuses the ground. Lava-style wagwoshin. Boom. Centered on Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z, a sea of magma suddenly appeared. Spreading around. It spread to a radius of at least 200 meters in a few seconds. A scene like a volcano erupting, burning the flowers and trees along the way. Everything he encountered immediately turned to ashes. Let's see how you escape this time. Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z stared at his scarlet eyes and thought in his mind. His face was full of ferocious killing intent. The shadow escape skill of Zhang San's short sword has a radius of 100 meters. Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z's lava-style wagwoshin attack range is 200 meters in radius. Under normal circumstances, with this wave of offensive, Kato Dan had nowhere to escape. In fact, Kato Dan did not choose to escape this time. Even if they continue to choose to escape, the Konoha shinobi army will definitely lose this battle. This is not the scene Kato Dan wants to see. For Konoha, it seems I can only do this. Now, looking at the magma that has spread, Kato Dan thought so firmly in his heart. He held Zhang San's short sword tightly. The skill life sacrifice came to mind. Zhang San in short sword noticed the demeanor of this sword master Kato Dan. Through short sword, I saw lava everywhere. Just by looking at it, you can feel the power of the high temperature. It seems this Kato Dan has been cornered. Is this going to be desperate? Zhang San thought like this. It feels like this swordmaster is going to be cold too. But Zhang San feels that Kato Dan brought this upon himself. With Kato Dan's ninja strength and short sword skills, he can completely escape. For what is called the will of fire, come to think of it, Kato Dan would not choose to escape. Another Konoha shinobi brainwashed by the will of fire. Zhang San expressed such emotion, immediately followed. Kato Dan's whisper also verified Zhang San's guess. My will of fire will never allow me to back down. The only option is to fight with your life. You can only fight with your life. Nawaki, you thought so too at that time. Now, Kato Dan stared, thinking of Senju Nawaki. Kato Dan believes that Senju Nawaki, who was holding Zhang San's short sword at that time, also burned his life to prove the will of fire. Otherwise, at that time, the battle between the Konoha shinobi army and the San shinobi army would most likely fail. Looks like it's my turn this time. Tsunade, you can understand me, right? I'll give my life in exchange for Konoha's victory. This won't be a loss. Sacrifice of life. Boom, boom boom boom. Kato Dan decisively chose to use the skill life sacrifice. Buzz buzz. A powerful momentum suddenly rose. Burning with all life force. The whole person immediately turned into a golden god of war. Even the originally white long hair was rendered golden. The long golden hair fluttered with the fluctuation of momentum. Kato Dan looked extremely shocked at this moment. Zhang San's short sword also turned gold. The power of a cage-level peak ninja can suppress the spreading magma with just the momentum of chakra. Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z's attack failed. But, although Kato Dan at this moment possesses the power of a cage-level peak ninja, there are only 3 minutes left in my entire life. Is this the power of a cage-level peak ninja? Sure enough. We only have 3 minutes, we must take advantage of these 3 minutes to completely defeat the Rock Shinobi army. Kato Dan squinted his eyes slightly. Hold Zhang San's golden short sword tightly and feel the power rising in your body. I thought so firmly in my heart. He looked at the stunned Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Z in front of him. The top priority is to deal with the Four Tails Jinchuriki. Right now. Kato Dan decisively released the skill life sacrifice. Became a golden god of war. The shocking momentum fluctuation caused Orochimaru, Jiraiya, Tsunade and Hanzo in the distance to briefly stop fighting. Orochimaru saw the appearance of Kato Dan, the golden god of war. I immediately thought of Senju Nawaki's golden god of war form in the border battlefield of the Kingdom of Wind not long ago. The scene where Senju Nawaki's golden victorious form was chasing one-tail Shukaku was really fresh in Orochimaru's memory. Now, Orochimaru opened his snake eyes wide and said in surprise. Is this the secret technique of the Senju clan? It seems. Orochimaru still feels that it is the secret technique of the Senju clan. These words that blurted out already proved Orochimaru's thoughts. Hear words. Tsunade immediately frowned and retorted loudly. What nonsense. That's not the Senju clan's secret technique at all. Jiraiya stared at the battlefield in the distance with his eyes wide open, and said in shock. That golden figure, isn't that broken? Break? Listening to what Jiraiya said, Tsunade also stared. Duan, is it really you? But why do this? At this time, Tsunade's mood was complicated and he looked very worried. After all, according to Orochimaru, Nawaki lost his life after bursting with power. After Kato Dan exploded with powerful power, he basically couldn't survive. As his lover, Tsunade is naturally very worried. Orochimaru stared with snake eyes, stretched out his long tongue and licked the corner of his mouth, and said. Why does Duan have the same secret technique as Nawaki? Did Danya learn the secret techniques of the Senju clan? At this moment, Orochimaru looked very interested. Hear words. Tsunade frowned again and shouted angrily. Asshole Orochimaru, I already told you, that is not the secret technique of the Senju clan. Jiraiya blinked and said. Then why do both Dan and Nawaki have the same secret technique? Tsunade, it's now time, stop hiding. Tell me the secret technique of the Senju clan. I will kill Hanzo even if I risk my life. Tsunade clenched his fists and said through gritted teeth. Idiot Jiraiya, can't you understand human speech? If I knew such a secret technique, I would have used it long ago. Tsunade's words came from the bottom of his heart. Tsunade still loves Konohagakure very much now. For the stability of Konoha, for the victory of Konoha. Now Tsunade is willing to burn his life, now. Jiraiya didn't believe it, but didn't say anything. Continuing to talk will only make Tsunade angrier. Orochimaru believed it. Because at this point, there was no need for Tsunade to lie. The sharp-eyed Orochimaru also noticed Jong-san's short sword in Kato Dan's hand. Remember Nawaki also had a similar chakra metal short sword before he died. Orochimaru felt that there might be some connection. But, Orochimaru once took Jong-san's short sword. In addition to being able to deliver sharp chakra sword cuts and increase the sword owner's perception. Orochimaru didn't realize the magic of Jong-san's short sword. After all, at that time, Jong-san's short sword had only evolved once. Demigod Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi village on the side, squinted his eyes and looked at Kato Dan, who looked like the golden god of war in the distance, and thought hesitantly. Which ninja of Konoha is this? He has such a powerful intimidation just by looking at him. It seems that Konoha's heritage is indeed profound, worthy of being the largest ninja village in the ninja world. This battle is hanging in the balance, now. Demigod Hanzo actually had some thoughts of shrinking back. Certainly, this thought lasted only half a second. For Rain Shinobi village, even the leader Hanzo cannot take a step back. Subsequently, Hanzo and Orochimaru, Jiraiya and Tsunade fought again. At the same time, Shimura Danzo led dozens of root elite ninjas to the edge of the battlefield. Originally, Shimura Danzo wanted to take advantage of the troubled waters of the battle between Konoha Shinobi and Rain Shinobi. If the root ninja attacks the Rain Shinobi army at the critical moment, it's like getting a big credit for nothing, in other words. Shimura Danzo brought the root ninja to the battlefield to pick up bargains. I really didn't expect to be attacked by an army of rock shinobi. It looks like rock shinobi and rain shinobi have joined forces. That old guy from 3rd Tsuchikage Onoki, how dare you do this? The quick-witted Shimura Danzo thought of these false plots in an instant. In fact, rock shinobi's participation in the battle is nothing more than Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi's convulsions. Even 3rd Tsuchikage Onoki was tricked. Whatever the reason for rock shinobi's attack on Konoha Shinobi's army, a battle between the two has already taken place. Seeing that the Konoha Shinobi army was in trouble due to the siege of the Rock Shinobi army and the Rain Shinobi army, almost completely defeated, Shimura Danzo was still to no avail. Dozens of root ninjas also stood coldly on the edge of the battlefield without making any movement. Now that Rock Shinobi and Rain Shinobi have joined forces, even the addition of even a few ninjas cannot change the situation of the war. The elite ninjas at the root must not sacrifice here in vain. Shimura Danzo opened his eyes and thought so coldly in his heart. Obviously, those who want to watch Konoha Shinobi ahead will never take action even if they die. In the case of Shimura Danzo, since the root ninja's participation in the war cannot change the outcome of failure, he will not take action if he does not get any benefits. In addition, These root elite ninjas are also the basis of Shimura Danzo's power source. This is what gives him the confidence to challenge 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. If Shimura Danzo loses these root elite ninjas, thinking about it, 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen would go along and weaken his power. This is not the future Shimura Danzo wants to see. Right now, Shimura Danzo noticed the scene where Kato Dan used the skill life sacrifice to burst out the cage level peak ninja power. Kato Dan's golden god of war form is too eye-catching. Located on the edge of the battlefield, it is difficult not to see Shimura Danzo. Golden form? The secret technique of the Senju clan? Shimura Danzo immediately opened his eyes. I thought of what it would be like when I exploded with power with Nawaki. Thinking of the secret technique of the Senju clan. A secret technique that was unavailable at that time. The momentum fluctuations of this force can be felt from such a long distance. The Senju clan's secret skills are really powerful. Looking at the appearance of the Konoha shinobi, even though the color of the hair has changed, I can still recognize that it is Kato Dan. Hey, Tsunade, let's see how you hide it this time. Now, Shimura Danzo said with a sneer, judging from the dark thoughts of Shimura Danzo. Senju Nawaki and Kato Dan both use similar secret techniques. There's no reason why Tsunade doesn't know the same secret technique. It was just to hide it, so at that time he lied that he didn't have any secret skills of the Senju clan. Tsunade, I want to determine the secret technique of the Senju clan. It will be useless even if 1st Hokage Senju Hashirama is resurrected. Keep an eye on Konoha shinobi Kato Dan. Wait until Kato Dan dies and take his body away. Shimura Danzo stared and ordered loudly, yes, Lord Danzo. Dozens of root elite ninjas responded in unison. Now, Shimura Danzo thought secretly, based on the information that I saw Senju Nawaki fighting one-tail Shukaku with the secret power of the Senju clan. Kato Dan will die in 3 minutes at most. By that time, as long as we get Kato Dan's body, we can let the ninjas of the Yamanaka clan know all the information about the Senju clan's secret techniques through secret techniques. The secret technique of the Senju clan will eventually be mine. Shimura Danzo has even imagined the secret technique of the Senju clan. The rule of the 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen was overthrown by the die-hard root ninja. Became the 4th Hokage of Konohagakure, enjoying the support of the people of Konoha. That scene made Shimura Danzo feel extremely beautiful. Hiruzen, the position of Hokage belongs to me after all. It seems, Shimura Danzo is extremely obsessed with being the Hokage of Konohagakure. At this time, Kato Dan could not even imagine these calculations of Shimura Danzo. He didn't even have more time to feel the power of cage-level peak ninja. After all, at this moment, Kato Dan burned all his life force and only had 3 minutes left. Golden eyes stared at the 4 tails Jinchuriki Old Purple. He directly raised Zhong San's short sword and entered chakra. The golden short sword immediately glowed with a stronger golden light. Exuding heart-stopping fluctuations, crescent moon chong. Buzz. Whoosh. A golden crescent-shaped slash immediately shot out from Zhong San's golden short sword. The golden crescent-shaped slash was dozens of times larger than the normal blue slash. Full of powerful power that can cut off anything in the world. Tearing at the air along the way, he rushed directly to 4 tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi's body. Oops. Danger. 4 tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi shouted in his heart. The red-tailed beast coat makes it even more exciting. It was obvious that he was experiencing a life crisis. There was no time to think too much. Following his instinct, 4 tails Jinchuriki Laozi immediately used all his strength to explode the tailed beast chakra. Boom. The 4 tails flicked to the side forcefully, extending to at least hundreds of meters away. Caught a chunk of rock. A sudden hard pull. Whoosh. He directly pulled 4 tails Jinchuriki Laozi's body into the air. He whizzed past and was instantly pulled down hundreds of meters away. Now, that golden crescent-shaped slash bloomed with extremely dazzling light. Boom. It exploded into countless tiny crescent-shaped slashes, continuously destroying the target place. Bang 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 bang. Tear apart the magma ground ahead. A huge pit with a radius of hundreds of meters was formed. Such power is really terrifying. Even Kato Dan himself was surprised by the power of such a slash. After the sacrifice of life, even the power of Crescent Moon Sky Chong increased dozens of times. The power of a cage-level peak ninja is truly amazing. Thinking like this, Kato Dan frowned slightly when he saw 4 tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi dodge the attack. It's the 4 tails Jinchuriki after all. It can't be killed so easily. Kato Dan thought about what Orochimaru said again. In the border battlefield of the Land of Wind, Senju Nawaki also used the same cage-level peak ninja power to chase One-Tail Shukaku. Although it does appear that Senju Nawaki has the upper hand, One-Tail Shukaku could only flee. In a short period of time, the real outcome cannot be determined. Now, Kato Dan was also able to fight against Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi with the power of the cage-level peak ninja obtained by sacrificing his life. But he wanted more than that. Kato Dan also wants to defeat the Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi in the Rock Shinobi army. It seems I can only use my ultimate move, at this time. Kato Dan's eyes were set on Zhong San's short sword, which suddenly appeared with the skill Sword of Victory. The lowest cage-level ninja is available, which shows that this skill is extremely powerful. I am now a cage-level peak ninja and have reached the bottom line of using this skill. Thinking like this, Kato Dan looked firm and stared at Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi in the distance. Zhong San's short sword was raised high in his right hand. Entire chakra entered, the golden light all over his body also dimmed. The Sword of Promised Victory, skills released. Subsequently, Zhong San's golden short sword shines with a more dazzling golden light. Buzz buzz buzz. Within a radius of 1,000 meters, all natural energy turns into golden light and appears quickly gathered towards Zhong San's golden one. At this time, Kato Dan exuded a heart-stopping aura. Such fluctuations spread out around Kato Dan. All the ninjas in the Rain Kingdom battlefield were frightened. Kato Dan's long golden hair is also fluttering with the fluctuation of momentum. The whole person looks really terrifying. The battle between Orochimaru, Jiraiya, Tsunade and Hanzo was once again forced to pause. Then Orochimaru looked in the direction of Kato Dan again with snake eyes and said, Kato Dan actually has such power. Nawaki didn't use such power at that time. Jiraiya swallowed hard and said in shock, Duan, your power scares me. Tsunade also stared at Kato Dan in shock, and could only mutter to himself. Break. Even Hanzo was once again heartbroken by the power shown by Kato Dan. What should I do with such a powerful force? Does Rain Shinobi Village still have hope of victory? Now, the leader of Rain Shinobi Village, demigod Hanzo, became unconfident again. Ninjas throughout the Rain Kingdom battlefield. Konoha Shinobi, Rock Shinobi or Rain Shinobi. They were all shocked by the power shown by Kato Dan. The entire battlefield fell into silence for a while. Shimura Danzo on the edge of the battlefield noticed the terrifying aura displayed when the skill Sword of Victory was released. The shock became even more exciting. How can the secret technique of the Senju clan possess such powerful power? Such a secret technique must be mine. Now. Shimura Danzo once again firmly believed that he must win. The Root Ninja was ordered to keep an even closer eye on Kato Dan. Once Kato Dan dies, take his body immediately. Four Tails Jinchuriki after Lao Zi successfully escaped. Noticed the fluctuation in Kato Dan's skill release. Such fluctuations in momentum made him feel frightened. Such a terrifying forbidden technique, even I am in danger. It's still not safe to be a half-tailed beast, so. Thinking like this, Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi also decisively unleashed the tailed beast chakra again. Boom. The whole person's momentum suddenly rose. The air around Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi became heavy. Roar. After a thunderous roar, Rock Shinobi has changed form. Transformed into a complete Four Tails, a huge red orangutan appeared with four big tails waving. Lao Zi actually entered a complete tail beast transformation? The Five Tails Jinchuriki Han who was fighting next to him stopped and looked at the huge Four Tails Sun Wukong. As a fellow Jinchuriki, Rock Shinobi Han naturally understands the power of completely transforming into a tailed beast. It seems that Lao Zi has been forced into a desperate situation? Five Tails Jinchuriki Han thought. The release of Kato Dan's skill Sword of Victory also made him feel very dangerous. Now, the difference between Four Tails Jinchuriki's complete body-tailed beast transformation and One Tail Shukaku's complete body-tailed beast transformation is. It is Rock Shinobi's will that controls the complete transformation into a tailed beast. The crisis is still there, but I also have the power to fight back. Rock Shinobi Lao Zi controls the body of Four Tails that has completely transformed into a tail beast, with this thought flashing in his heart. Then the huge mouth opened. Endless tailed beast chakra and natural energy gather. A huge black ball of chakra is formed, tailed beast bomb. Four Tails tailed beast bomb is several times larger than One Tails tailed beast bomb. The speed of condensation is also much faster. Such highly concentrated chakra black balls, it took only a few seconds to gather it together, and rushed in the direction of Kato Dan. devouring everything it encounters along the way. All the flowers, plants and trees turned into ashes, tearing at the air on both sides, full of extremely depressing fluctuations. Now, then Kato Dan's skill sword of victory has been successfully condensed. The 1,000-meter-long golden sword has already taken shape. Even one of Kato Dan's hands could not withstand such powerful force. I had to change to holding the handle of the knife tightly with both hands. All my chakra is gone. Is this one of the reasons why the skill sword of victory is limited to cage-level ninjas? But with such a powerful skill, it won't hurt if you can defeat the Four Tails Jinchuriki in front of you. Thinking like this, Kato Dan stared with golden eyes. Roar! Roar! Cut! He firmly grasped the handle of the knife and slashed at the tailed beast bomb that was charging towards him. At the same time, he slashed at Rock Shinobi, who had completely transformed into a tailed beast. Boom! Bang! The sword that vowed victory over 1,000 meters cut down. It drives the air fluctuations in this area. A violent storm formed. Directly smash that tailed beast bomb to pieces. He slashed at the Four Tails Jinchuriki Lousy, who had completely transformed into a tailed beast without losing any strength. What? He actually smashed the tailed beast bomb into pieces. Hateful. It's too late to escape, in times of extreme crisis. Rock Shinobi Lao Zi controls the Four Tails Sun Wukong, who has completely transformed into a tailed beast and directly shakes his fist, rushing towards the powerful sword of victory. At the same time, 4 huge red tails also curled towards the sword of victory. Boom boom boom. Bang 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 bang. The sword vowed to win completely fell to the ground. A sudden collision sound formed. A shocking storm arose. It almost runs through half of the rain country. The blow caused the nearby ninjas to flip onto their backs. Howling winds uprooted countless trees. Now, it's really like a doomsday scene. The power of this sword of victory is really terrifying. Right now, Zhang San in short sword was also ecstatic. When Zhang San was shocked by the terrifying power of the skill oath victory sword. I also heard nearly 100 system prompts. Ding. Seriously injured Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi, evolution points plus 10000. Ding. Kill Rock Shinobi Jonin ***, evolution points plus 250. Ding. Kill Rock Shinobi Chunin ***, and get plus 50 evolution points. Ding. Kill Rock Shinobi Genin ***, and get plus 10 evolution points. Hundreds of continuous system prompts. It indicates that Zhang San has gained a lot of evolution points. Evolution points. 18,910 thousandths. Zhang San looked at the nearly 20,000 evolution points and was really satisfied. Laughing loudly, he said, "Ha ha ha, this wave is really a big harvest. Kato Dan, great job. This is also the first time that Zhang San has gained so many evolution points. None of the previous swordmasters were as outstanding as the current swordmaster Kato Dan." Ding. The evolution point is 18,910 thousandths. If the evolution conditions are met, should evolution be started? Haha, start evolution. Zhang San said this decisively. This is the 6th evolution of short sword. Evolution choice 1, talent brute force, strength plus 100%. Evolution choice 2, talent ninjutsu power plus 50%. The power of any attribute ninjutsu increases by 50%. Evolution choice 3, ever-changing talents. The appearance of short sword can be changed according to the will of the sword owner, but the properties of short sword cannot be changed. This evolution has 3 talents, no skills? Zhang San pondered slightly. Still like that, first of all, the first evolutionary selection talent, brute force, is eliminated. Zhang San feels that this natural brute force is really like a dogskin plaster that can never be shaken off. You can see it every time, shaking his head helplessly. Zhang San looked at the second evolutionary option again. The power of natural ninjutsu is plus 50%. Ninjutsu with any attribute will increase in power. This talent is really good. No matter which swordmaster you choose, you can increase the power of ninjutsu and directly increase your strength. At this time, Zhang San's short sword also has a talent, fire style ninjutsu power plus 50%. Only available to ninjas with the fire attribute chakra. Zhang San feels that this talent is very useful. This evolutionary option can be considered. Subsequently, Zhang San saw the third evolutionary option again. Talents are ever-changing and can change the appearance of short sword, but they cannot change the attributes of short sword. Well, it seems useless. It can only change the appearance. However, not every swordmaster likes the form of short sword. There are many ninjas who like long swords and other weapons. Although there is no attribute bonus, being able to change the appearance can also increase the value of this short sword. Now, there are so many thoughts in Zhong-san's mind. It feels good that the talents are ever changing. The natural ninjutsu power plus 50% is more practical. Hesitating between these two talents. After thinking for a moment, Zhong-san finally made a decision. Evolutionary Choice 3, confirmed. Evolution Choice 3, ever-changing talents. The appearance of short sword can be changed according to the will of the sword owner, but the properties of short sword cannot be changed. Ding. Evolution successful. Zhong-san finally chose to evolve his talent into ever-changing. Although it is not possible to directly add the attributes of short sword. However, Zhong-san's short sword can be made suitable for every sword owner. Become more precious. After all, weapons that can transform at will. In the ninja world, it is almost considered a divine weapon. Open the system. Host. Zhong-san Swordmaster, Kato Dan. Talent. Solid, defense plus 100%, primary perception. Plunder, seize chakra from the body of the slain, feedback 10% to the sword owner. Fire style ninjutsu power plus 50% ever-changing, changing the appearance according to the will of the sword owner. Skill. Crescent Moon Chong Sacrifice of Life. Shadow Meld Sword of Oath of Victory, available only to the lowest cage level ninja. Achievement. Devourer. 1/5 evolution points, 8,910 thousandths. Watching the ever-changing talents added to the system, Zhong-san nodded with satisfaction in his heart. I noticed the evolutionary point of 8,900 again. He smiled and said, as long as this swordmaster Kato Dan works harder, he can evolve again. Now, after Zhong-san's short sword successfully evolved, Kato Dan, the swordmaster, immediately felt the general information about the ever-changing new talents. His face was also slightly startled, and he thought in his mind. You actually have another talent? What on earth is going on with this short sword? Did it evolve during the battle? Now, Kato Dan has actually touched a little secret of Zhong-san's short sword. But there was no time to think too much, after all. Kato Dan doesn't have much time left. It is indeed a precious short sword. Since you can transform at will, let's give it a try. Subsequently, Kato Dan imagined what a samurai sword looked like. Buzz. Zhong-san's short sword also turned into a long katana. This is really amazing. Looking at the katana in his hand, Kato Dan secretly marveled. I really didn't expect that a short sword would turn into a samurai sword. The long blade is actually made of chakra metal. Now, the offensive of the Sword of Oath of Victory has come to an end. The dust on this battlefield also began to dissipate. What caught Kato Dan's eyes was the path that was thousands of meters long. That was the slash made by the Sword of Promise of Victory. It has penetrated half of the rain country. All the flowers, plants and trees on both sides of the path were destroyed. That is. Suddenly, Kato Dan noticed a rock shinobi with a red beard and red hair. It is Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi. Rock shinobi's Four Tails Jinchuriki, is this a coma? Kato Dan thought so. At this time, his perception of the cage-level peak ninja's power was clearly different to the point where Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi was already unconscious. That face full of pain, a twitching right arm. All proved that Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi was seriously injured. Even though he was unconscious, he still felt pain all over his body. Subsequently, Kato Dan saw a huge arm next to him and three big red tails. He just collapsed there in disarray. It seems that the skill Sword of Victory just now has seriously injured Four Tails Jinchuriki. Chopped off Four Tails' three tails and one right arm. So, Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi just fainted because of this pain. When the tailed beast Jinchuriki completely transforms into a tailed beast, the pain and injury suffered are connected to the body. Even though Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi's body did not have his arms and tail cut off, the pain was still there. This result makes Kato Dan very satisfied, because Kato Dan also saw the corpses of many rock shinobi. Buzz. Just when Kato Dan sighed, the originally dim golden light on his body became dazzling again. That's because Zhong-san's sword's talent plundering had an effect. The 10 chakra of the hundreds of rock shinobi killed were integrated into Kato Dan's body along the blade. At this time, Kato Dan's chakra, which was exhausted due to the skill Sword of Victory, was restored again. At the same time, the amount of chakra on the body is rising again. Exuding a heart-stopping aura. Is talent plundering the role of it? This really helped me. Now that chakra has recovered, we can use another wave of Sword of Oath Victory. Feeling the chakra filling his body, Kato Dan thought in his heart. Then he raised his katana with both hands. That is Zhang San's short sword transformed into a katana. Exuding dazzling golden light. Kato Dan has learned the lesson from the last release of the skill Sword of Victory. There is no way one hand can hold such a powerful force. The Sword of Promised Victory. Skills are released again. Buzz buzz. Boom boom boom. The natural energy within a kilometer radius quickly turned into golden energy light spots, gathering towards the katana in Kato Dan's hand. The chakra of a cage-level peak ninja was once again consumed. And the natural energy in the air is highly concentrated. In the end, a golden energy giant sword with a length of thousands of meters was formed. The Sword of Vow to Victory takes shape again. The terrifying pressure shocked this space. This blow will take out most of the Rock Shinobi. At least it will give a heavy blow to the will of Rock Shinobi's army. This way Konoha can see the hope of victory. Buzz. Cut. Kato Dan roared. He clenched the katana with both hands and slashed hard. He slashed in the direction where he sensed a larger number of Rock Shinobi. The 1,000-meter-long golden energy giant sword also fell down, stirring up the turmoil on the path ahead, the rainwater that evaporated in that area. Boom boom boom. Bang 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 bang. A sudden collision. The screams resounded throughout the world. Once again, it penetrated half of the rain country. A huge road was formed. All the flowers, plants and trees were reduced to ashes. Endless storms swept across this battlefield. Ding. Kill Rock Shinobi Jonin ***, evolution points plus 250. Ding. Kill Rock Shinobi Chunin ***, and get plus 50 evolution points. Ding. Kill Rock Shinobi Genin ***, and get plus 10 evolution points. Another large wave of evolution points were recorded, making Zhang San's cheeks smile like a flower. Ha 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 ha. Kato Dan, you are really awesome. With this wave of massive evolutionary points, it seems that we can evolve again. Zhang San laughed and said, really, the next system prompt confirmed his guess. Ding. The evolution point is 16,810 thousandths. If the evolution conditions are met, should evolution be started? Haha, start evolution. Zhang San ordered with a smile and nod. This is already the 7th evolution. Subsequently, 3 evolutionary options emerge again. Evolution Choice 1. Talent Ninjutsu Power plus 50%. The power of any attribute ninjutsu increases by 50%. Evolution Choice 2. Talent Primary Self-Healing. Slowly restore the sword owner's chakra, mental power and physical strength. Evolution Choice 3. Talent Penetration. Ignores 30% of defense and the attack will penetrate the target, causing damage to the units behind it. When looking at these 3 evolutionary choices, Zhang San first focused on the plus 50% power of his natural ninjutsu. This evolutionary choice occurred during the last evolution. Zhang San was very excited. At that time, I really wanted to directly determine this evolutionary selection. I didn't expect that this talent evolution would appear again. Haha, the evolutionary option of natural brute strength has finally disappeared. Zhang San thought happily, although it is tempting to directly identify the first evolutionary selection. Still feel like taking a look at the other 2 evolutionary options. Does the elementary talent heal itself? I remember it appeared once during a certain evolution. This talent of primary self-healing is applicable to any swordmaster. Ability to restore chakra, mental strength, and physical strength from battles. This is equivalent to carrying a medical ninja with you. He is also a medical ninja dedicated to the swordmaster. Talent penetration? This is the first time we've seen evolutionary selection. Being able to ignore 30% of defense is amazing. It also allows the attack to penetrate the target and attack units behind the target. In this case, Yu Ya Tian Chong can cross people and kill them continuously. Zhang San thought so in his heart. Look at the 3 evolutionary options in front of you. Although I really want to choose the natural ninjutsu power plus 50%. Finally, after careful consideration, Zhang San gave up this option and made the final decision. Evolutionary Choice 3, confirmed. Finally, Zhang San still chose the option of talent penetration. It is also because of the combination of the fighting methods of the swordmasters I encountered. It feels more matched with the combination of talent penetration. Evolution Choice 3, Talent Penetration. Ignores 30% of defense and the attack will penetrate the target, causing damage to the units behind it. Confirm. Ding. Evolution successful. Open the system. Host. Zhang San Swordmaster. Kato Dan Talent. Solid, defense plus 100%. Primary Perception Plunder. Seize chakra from the body of the slain, feedback 10% to the sword owner. Fire Style Ninjutsu Power plus 50% ever changing, changing the appearance according to the will of the sword owner. Penetration, ignores 30 defense and attacks penetrate the target. Skill. Crescent Moon Chong Sacrifice of Life. Shadow Meld Sword of Oath of Victory, available only to the lowest cage level ninja. Achievement. Devourer. 1/5 evolution points, 6,810 thousandths. Looking at the new talent penetration, Zhong-san nodded with satisfaction. After the Zhong-san sword evolves, Sword Master Kato Dan also felt the general message of talent penetration. Another talent penetration? It seems that he evolved during the battle. The secret of this knife is really shocking. Less than half a minute is left. Can we use another wave of Sword of Victory? Kato Dan frowned slightly, with these thoughts flashing in his mind. The big move just now also killed a lot of rock shinobi. Talent loot comes into play again. Sword Master Kato Dan's depleted chakra is restored again. Fighting to support war is really unheard of. If we have enough time, it won't be a problem to penetrate the entire Rain Kingdom battlefield. Pity. Kato Dan has less than half a minute left. Without any time to think about it, he immediately grasped the katana with both hands again and raised it high. Entered all the chakra like crazy. The blade shines with endless golden light. The sword of promised victory. Buzz buzz. Boom boom boom. The endless natural energy once again turned into golden energy points and merged into the katana. 10 seconds at most, the 1,000-meter-long golden energy giant sword took shape again. Boom. Exuding endless terrifying coercion. There are more rock shinobi in this direction. So, following his perception, Kato Dan immediately deflected the blade. The 1,000-meter-long golden energy sword rotated accordingly. A small storm formed, just when Kato Dan was about to be chopped down. There was an urgent shout. Stop! Rock Shinobi lost this battle. Rock Shinobi lost. Please stop. I followed the sound and looked over. It turned out to be Iwagakure's Five Tails Jinchuriki Han shouting anxiously over there. Apparently he was afraid that Kato Dan would just swing the knife without any care. Five Tails Jinchuriki Han. Ever since Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi was seriously injured and fell into coma, he felt that this battle could no longer be fought. Moreover, this time the battle between Rock Shinobi and Konoha Shinobi. It is the result of Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi giving random orders. The Rock Shinobi army had no intention of starting this war. 2 consecutive swords of promise of victory caused the Rock Shinobi army to lose the will to fight. Even the Five Tails Jinchuriki Han dare not face such a 1,000-meter-long golden energy giant sword. After all, Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi's complete tail beast transformation was seriously injured and comatose. Five Tails Jinchuriki Han felt like he wouldn't last long. Fortunately, I gave in. This battle with the Konoha Shinobi should never have happened. Everything was done by that bastard Lao Zi. Five Tails Jinchuriki Han. Who thinks so? He immediately stood up and announced that the Rock Shinobi army had lost. Really, when Kato Dan heard this, he also suspended his offensive. The 1,000-meter-long golden energy giant sword of the Sword of Oath of Victory stood upright in the air. Did Rock Shinobi really admit defeat? Looking at what Rock Shinobi Han is wearing. That iconic steam armor. Kato Dan also recognized the identity of Rock Shinobi's Five Tails Jinchuriki. After all, he was also a famous steam ninja in the ninja world. Since it is Iwagakure's Five Tails Jinchuriki, it can also represent Iwagakure to a certain extent. Five Tails Jinchuriki Han immediately shouted. Rock Shinobi lost. Konoha wins this battle. Kato Dan nodded slowly after receiving confirmation. Opening his golden eyes, he said, "Then, you exit the battlefield with all the Rock Shinobi." Five Tails Jinchuriki Han nodded. Then he was unambiguous and immediately ordered all the Rock Shinobi troops to leave the Rain Kingdom battlefield. By the way, he also took away Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi, who was seriously injured and unconscious. Now, Kato Dan felt relieved. It's not that Kato Dan doesn't want to leave the entire Rock Shinobi army behind. He really didn't have much time. There was less than 10 seconds left. Even if this Sword of Promise of Victory kills a large number of Rock Shinobi, it is not possible to catch all the Rock Shinobi army in one fell swoop. Compared to the hatred in my heart, Kato Dan would rather see Konoha win. After reviewing the situation, Kato Dan finally let go of these Rock Shinobi army. Among them are Five Tails Jinchuriki Han. If this guy risked his life to completely transform into a tailed beast, then the entire Konoha Shinobi army would be completely defeated. Kato Dan is also not sure whether he can 100% defeat the Five Tails Jinchuriki Han who has completely transformed into a tailed beast. Able to defeat the Four Tails Jinchuriki Lao Zi's complete tailed beast transformation. In addition to the powerful skill Sword of Victory, there are also many elements of luck, but Zhang San, who was inside the blade, felt unhappy. With this strike, you can get a lot of evolution points. You can evolve again. What a shame. Zhang San thought, a little disappointed. Although he also understands the approach of the Swordmaster Kato Dan. But this approach caused Zhang San to lose a lot of evolutionary points. Subsequently, Kato Dan ignored Rock Shinobi, who was withdrawing. There was no time to pay attention to the Konoha Shinobi in this area cheering for victory. Instead, he looked at the battlefield between Konoha Shinobi and Rain Shinobi. Especially looking at the place where Orochimaru, Jiraiya, Tsunade and Hanzo were fighting. Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and my lover Tsunade, let me help you one last time. Kato Dan murmured so softly. Now, his life has entered a countdown. 5 seconds. A revolving door has appeared before Kato Dan's eyes. Memories of more than 20 years of life flashed quickly. 4 seconds. Kato Dan's best memory is the time spent with his lover Tsunade. 3 seconds. The golden energy giant sword raised high changed its direction again. He slashed in the direction of Rain Shinobi's army. 2 seconds. This earth-shattering slash created a powerful storm. The deep pressure intimidated the Rain Shinobi army. Even the Konoha Shinobi army was affected. 1 second. The golden energy giant sword has already arrived at a distance of less than 10 meters above the Rain Shinobi army. Almost the entire Rain Shinobi army lost the will to fight when they saw the huge sword in front of them. Countless kunai, shurikens, and various ninja weapons crashed to the ground. This is not something ordinary ninjas can resist. Golden energy giant sword, the gap is too big. A lot of Rain Shinobi said helplessly, return to zero. Right now, the golden energy giant sword suddenly dissipated. A stronger storm was left behind. Boom boom boom. Suppressing these Rain Shinobi armies. Almost the entire Mist Ninja army collapsed to the ground under such pressure. There is no way to resist. Now, Zhang San secretly thought it was a pity. It's just half a second. The Sword of Victory is only half a second away from killing these Rain Shinobi. Zhang San's heart is full of loss. Once again it feels like a lot of evolution points are missed. Because, then Kato Dan's life finally came to an end. The power of the cage-level peak ninja brought by the sacrifice of life suddenly dissipated. The golden god of war form also disappeared immediately. The glittering katana also turned into an ordinary chakra metal sword. At the same time, due to the death of Kato Dan, the swordmaster lost the blessing of Kato Dan's will. The katana slowly transformed into a short sword again. It seems that short sword is my initial form. Seeing the degradation of the katana, Zhang San thought so in his heart. Ding. The swordmaster Kato Dan died as a sacrifice of life, and obtained the Devourer achievement. The Lord Devouring achievement? Zhang San muttered this. He remembered that Senju Nawaki died due to life sacrifice last time and obtained the first Lord Devouring achievement. Open the system. Host, Zhang San Swordmaster, Kato Dan. Talent. Solid, defense plus 100%, primary perception. Plunder, seize chakra from the body of the slain, feedback 10% to the sword owner. Fire style ninjutsu power plus 50% ever changing, changing the appearance according to the will of the sword owner. Penetration, ignores 30 defense and attacks penetrate the target. Skill. Crescent Moon Chong Sacrifice of Life. Shadow Meld Sword of Oath of Victory, available only to the lowest cage level ninja. Achievement. Devourer. 2/5 evolution points, 6,810 Really, the system interface displays the Lord Devouring achievement twice. It's still 3 times short of the Devourer achievement. What do you get when you're done? Saying this, Zhang San looked at Kato Dan, who had lost his vitality again. Frowning slightly, he said, it's a pity that Kato Dan didn't drop any talents when he died. Now, that Shimura Danzo in the Root Ninja group have been watching Kato Dan's battle. Until Kato Dan's golden light dissipated, Shimura Danzo already understood in his heart and thought. The golden light dissipated, and the golden god of war form disappeared. It seems that Kato Dan is dead. Oh, the secret technique of the Senju clan belongs to me. Thought of here, Shimura Danzo immediately waved his hands loudly and ordered. All Root ninjas obey orders. Go to the battlefield at full speed and seize Kato Dan's body. Yes, Lord Danzo. All the Root ninjas nodded in agreement. Swish swish swish. Body flicker technique for all. All the Root ninjas, including Shimura Danzo, disappeared. At this moment, the leader of Rain Shinobi village, demigod Hanzo, squinted his eyes and looked at the golden energy giant sword dissipating in midair. The powerful storm formed made it difficult for him to open his eyes. There was a bit of fear in my heart. Same. Demigod Hanzo also understood that he lost this battle. Although I was unwilling to do so, there was nothing I could do about it. The Rock Shinobi army has retreated. Such a powerful attack, it seems that Konoha is still powerful. I don't need to fight anymore. We cannot defeat all the ninjas in Rain Shinobi Village. It got to this point. Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi Village, has already made a decision in his heart. Hanzo would not think that the golden energy giant sword just now was because Kato Dan was unable to release it. Instead, he thought it was a warning from Konoha. Or should I say an ultimatum, forcing Hanzo to make the final decision. Demigod Hanzo stopped attacking, looked at the embarrassed Orochimaru, Jiraiya and Tsunade, and said loudly. This war, Rain Shinobi Village failed, we don't need to continue fighting. Orochimaru, Jiraiya and Tsunade all looked at Hanzo in confusion upon hearing this. Jiraiya said straightforwardly, Hanzo, what do you mean? Orochimaru didn't say much, but he slightly guessed Hanzo's thoughts. It seems that the attack of 3 golden energy giant swords made Hanzo afraid. Don't talk about Hanzo, an outsider. Even Orochimaru, a Konoha shinobi, was frightened. Hear words. Hanzo just laughed dully a few times and said. Konoha won this battle. Tell me your names. Konoha Jonin Orochimaru, Konoha Jonin Jiraiya, Konoha Jonin Tsunade. Although the 3 people didn't quite understand, they still reported their names. Orochimaru, Jiraiya, Tsunade, your strength has been recognized by me. I confer the title of demigod on you and the other 3 as Konoha Sannin. Konoha won this battle. Demigod Hanzo once again announced that Konoha had won the war. Orochimaru, Jiraiya and Tsunade were given the names of Konoha Sannin. From here, the name of Konoha Sannin resounds throughout the ninja world. Have to say, at this moment, being given such a title by Demigod Hanzo is an insult to the 3 Konoha shinobi of Orochimaru. Certainly, it can also be seen as an endorsement. Jiraiya felt insulted and immediately shouted. Damn bastard. I don't accept the title of Konoha Sannin? Who are you looking down on? Let's fight again. Fortunately, Orochimaru and Tsunade next to them still have some sense. Stopping Jiraiya's yelling, he watched helplessly as Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi Village, led the Rain Shinobi army to withdraw from the battlefield without doing much. So, based on the current situation, it was indeed the Konoha Shinobi army that won the final victory. The battlefield in the Kingdom of Rain has been anxious for nearly a month. The army of Konoha Shinobi finally managed to survive. The Konoha Shinobi present were all slightly confused. Between each other, you look at me and I look at you. This sudden victory is really inexplicable. Finally, the army of Konoha Shinobi still cheered loudly for victory. Konoha wins. Konoha wins this war. Ha 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 ha. I said Konoha will never fail. Countless cheers resounded throughout the Rain country. The Rain Shinobi who heard the Konoha Shinobi cheering felt sad. Many Rain Shinobi couldn't help but choked up and cried. Those tears complement the endless reign of the Rain Kingdom. An endless sad scene formed. Even Hanzo, the leader of Rain Shinobi Village, felt very uncomfortable. But this was also an established fact, and there was nothing he could do about it. For the future of Rain Shinobi Village, Hanzo can only make this choice. The Second Ninja War has come to this point. Hanzo no longer knew whether it was worth starting the war in the first place. Although Rain Shinobi Village has received many resources and prestige, but also lost a lot, as the Konoha Shinobi cheered loudly for victory. Tsunade thought of her lover Kato Dan, her expression suddenly changed, and she blurted out. Break. Subsequently, immediately the chakra broke out. He dodged away from the spot and moved quickly towards the direction where Kato Dan fell to the ground. Orochimaru and Jiraiya both thought of Kato Dan. Orochimaru thought in his mind that Senju Nawaki had erupted his chakra and life force and died. I think Kato Dan's situation is similar. Jiraiya, you take charge of the overall situation, I'll go take a look. Speaking. Whoosh. Orochimaru immediately used the body flicker technique and disappeared. Orochimaru, I want to see it too. Jiraiya couldn't stop Orochimaru at all. He scratched his head helplessly, then various orders began to be issued. Clean up the battlefield of the entire Kingdom of Rain. Now, Shimura Danzo led dozens of root ninjas to first come to Kato Dan's body. The secret technique of the Senju clan is mine. Shimura Danzo had a winning smile on his face. Take Kato Dan's body and leave. Shimura Danzo ordered a root ninja to carry Kato Dan's body. Just as he was about to leave, a deafening roar rang through his ears. Damn old dog Danzo, give me back the severed body. Tenshoji. Suddenly, Tsunade rushed over with a hard kick. Powerful strange force followed the right foot and stepped on the ground. Boom. Click, click, click. There are cracks on the ground here. Powerful shockwaves struck in all directions. Many root ninjas around him immediately staggered around. At the same time, Tsunade firmly grasped the neck of a root ninja and threw it away. It hit the big tree in the distance with a bang. The root ninja spit out blood and passed out. But it seems that even though Tsunade is angry, he still shows mercy. The root ninja who was thrown out was still alive even though he was unconscious and seriously injured. Immediately followed, Orochimaru also follows in Tsunade's footsteps. Looking at the corpse of Kato Dan behind the root ninja, he stretched out his long tongue and licked the corner of his mouth. He showed a meaningful smile and said in a hoarse voice, "Danzo-sama, I'm sorry."